In the heart of OShaqiue T, back with another EP. I see you in this thing, Lulu. What's good, Lulu? Appreciate you sliding through. What's good, BC? TWT, my boy DS. What's good? The beautiful Lulu. Baby Lulu, you got to put your picture back up there, Lulu, so we can see, how so the people see how fine you is when you come through this thing. I appreciate you sliding through this thing. I'm going to do better. I'm going to work on it. She said, Daddy, you've been neglecting me. And I don't appreciate it. Good morning, though. What's good, BC, TWT, and the building, my boy DS. We here for a good time, not a long time. It's a fight week. Got a big fight coming up this week, actually, at the 130-pound division. It'll be Rey Vargas' first fight at the 130-pound division, and he's taking on OShaqiue Foster, a guy who has been ranked at the 130-pound division for years now. You know what I mean? He's the WBC silver champion. He's been the WBC silver champion for about 2 years now. What's good, Josh? Appreciate you sliding through. This thing, glad you can make it. I got Josh, TWT, and BM. Y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy again. I ain't going to hold up too much of y'all time this morning. It'll be one of those quick hitters. We go get in here. We go get out of here. And I'm going to put the timestamps, to the prediction in the description at the bottom. So when y'all come back to the replay, y'all just check the description at the bottom, and y'all can get straight to the good part. You know what I mean? But we gonna go and get into it. I'm gonna get these guys box Rex up here in just a second. But Rey Vargas is coming off a win over Maxayo. He beat Maxayo for a 126-pound WBC belt, which was originally Gary Russell Jr.'s belt. Maxayo was coming off a win over Gary Russell, and Rey Vargas was coming off a victory as well. But I forgot exactly who he was, who he beat before he faced Maxayo. But he was gifted the decision over Maxayo, unanimous decision win. Might have been the split. He got dropped in the 11th or 12th round, if I'm not mistaken, did Rey Vargas, but he pretty much got the decision, pretty clearly, I think he showed just to be a better boxer than Mark Maxayo, right? So we got Rey Vargas, 36-0, 22 KOs, 32 years old, 5'7", with a 70-inch arm reach. He's facing off against OShaqiue Foster. Rey Vargas is from Mexico. OShaqiue Foster, 19-2, 11 KOs, never been stopped. 29 years old, 5'8", with a 72-inch arm reach. So the first thing that jumps out to me, is that Rey Vargas is taller than OShaqiue Foster, right? But OShaqiue Foster, who you would think would be the smaller fighter in this fight, actually is, he has a longer arm reach than Rey Vargas. And then when you factor into, that this is originally, right, this is OShaqiue Foster's division. Rey Vargas is coming up into this division with it being his first fight. Pugilism, what's good, pimp? Appreciate you sliding through. Rey Vargas is coming up to this division. It's going to be his first fight. Usually, Rey Vargas is the fighter that has the, the height advantage, the reach advantage, the size advantage over his opponents. In this fight, he's not going to have that. His first fight being at 130, the naturally bigger guy, right? Although he's not taller, is OShaqiue Foster. You know what I mean? I thought that was interesting because I'm giving, Rey Vargas a shot to beat OShaqiue, because of his boxing ability and his range. But in this particular case, Vargas isn't going to have that, that unique range advantage that he normally has in his previous fights. You know what I mean? So that was the first thing that jumped out to me, that OShaqiue Foster actually has a longer reach. That OShaqiue Foster, right, actually has a longer reach than Rey Vargas. Notable opponents for OShaqiue Foster. We scroll down. You see Miguel Roman. He stopped Miguel Roman 62-13 in the ninth round KO. He got Alberto Mercado down there as well. Jesse Bravo, you see he stopped him as well. John Fernandez, undefeated fighter. OShaqiue Foster beat him. You know what I mean, as well, just to name a few of the notables, right, that OShaqiue Foster has on his list. If you wonder who OShaqiue Foster lost to, he lost a split decision to Rolando Cheney. He also lost a unanimous decision to Samuel T. But at that time, right, we know OShaqiue, and if we don't know, right, OShaqiue Foster was one of those guys. He's from Orange County, Texas, right? He was a guy who kind of had like 1 foot in boxing and 1 foot in the streets. Did OShaqiue Foster. So he went to jail, a couple times throughout his boxing career. But since he's gotten out of jail the second time, which was about maybe 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago at this point, could be a little longer, right? He's been, strictly, solely focused on boxing. People forget OShaqiue Foster was a storied amateur. As OShaqiue Foster was a storied amateur, you know what I mean, as well. He's a guy who kind of, was expected to do great things, which he still has a chance to do now, right? That he's right at the ship, who was expected to do great things early, but kind of got veered off the sport, and he took a couple lumps, but now he's back on track. Now we go over to Rey Vargas. He kind of did the exact opposite, right? He was a storied Olympian, right? Where he's from, he went pro, and he did achieve, his success early and throughout his career. 32-year-old multiple weight champ. He'll be fighting at the 130-pound division in this fight with Rey Vargas. His story is kind of like OShaqiue Foster, but you take out, the hardship, the going to jail part, you know what I mean, having 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Rey Vargas has had both feet in the game, since the beginning, very disciplined, good boxer, you know what I mean, as well. About to get into the breakdown and prediction portion, right? You got a classic boxer versus boxer match, right? I think that if we talking about just skill level, for skill level, I think these guys are about even. I don't think the skill level is what's going to be, the deciding factor in this fight. I think in a fight like this, where skill levels are so equal, right, it's going to be preparation, right? It's going to be how mentally tough and mentally strong, right? And just who wants it more in a fight like this. We saw Rey Vargas, his last fight had to dig down and go get it against a guy like Mark Magsayo, which is what you like to see. OShaqiue Foster has had some challenges in his career, not to the level of Mark Magsayo, right? Rey Vargas, we've seen him battle tested with OShaqiue Foster, right? We've seen him tested, but not at this level or on this level. This will be OShaqiue Foster's first big step up fight. This will be OShaqiue Foster's first big, what's good, pugilism. This would be his first big introduction fight, you know what I mean, to the world. So that could, play a part in this. I think OShaqiue Foster is, I think OShaqiue Foster is built tough enough to be able to get through this moment, but that is going to play a factor in it. You got a style versus style matchup in this, right? You got boxer versus boxer. Rey Vargas wants to control his range, use his jabs, use his straight, make it a clean fight. OShaqiue Foster is, pretty much exactly the same way. He wants to use his jab, wants to use his straights, make it a clean fight. If I had to go, range, I would say they're about even as far as the range boxing go. I think the closer they move in, though, Rey Vargas and OShaqiue Foster, I think at range they're about tit for tat. It could be a chess match, right? Depending on who can land what. But I think as they get closer to each other, then the advantage goes to OShaqiue Foster. I think OShaqiue Foster is a better, more willing inside fighter than Rey Vargas, right? So I think on the inside, the edge would be OShaqiue Foster, right? In this fight, I think early it's going to be battle of the boxers is going to be not even early. I think throughout the duration, right, of this fight, it's going to be the battle of the boxers. Who's better with their counter punches, who's better defensively. If I had to go athleticism for athleticism, right, I would probably go, I would probably say that's about even too, you know what I mean, as well. Rey Vargas is an athletic guy, and so is OShaqiue Foster. You know what I mean? It'll be hard for me just to gauge where OShaqiue is way more athletic than Rey Vargas because, looking at them fight, looking at what's been put out to us, I can't really just say that. I can't see that. I see tremendous athletic ability from both Vargas and OShaqiue Foster. I think this gonna be, man, one of the better fights, one of the better fights, one of the best kept secrets. You know what I mean? Again, as far as skill level, I think these guys are even. I think this is going to come down to simply OShaqiue Foster being a little more better all around, right? All around boxer, not just at range or in the middle, but on the inside as well. Rey Vargas doesn't really like to engage in the inside, and when he does, that's where Rey Vargas normally gets into his trouble. I think OShaqiue Foster, his punch record, neither of them have, just a whole bunch of knockouts, right? But if you look at OShaqiue Foster, he has 19 fights and 11 KOs. Rey Vargas has 36 and 22. I think OShaqiue Foster may be the harder puncher in this fight, pound for pound, even if it's not by a whole wide margin. OShaqiue Foster is the one who's been getting knockouts as of late and stoppages as of late. Rey Vargas hadn't had a stoppage, you know what I mean, in the minute. So pound for pound puncher in this fight, I would probably go OShaqiue Foster. I'm thinking if this fight, stays on the outside and both fighters, box, it comes down to it. This fight could go either way, right? It could go to OShaqiue or it could go Rey Vargas. I think in this fight, if OShaqiue Foster is just comfortable, boxing on the outside, then I think we very well could see, the scorecards, maybe not, go in his favor. I've seen a lot of wild things in boxing, you know what I mean? So I think it would behoove OShaqiue, right? For him, having to work so hard to get here in the beginning, it would behoove him to want to make this, a clear win for him. So I think OShaqiue Foster is going to win this fight, but I think OShaqiue Foster is going to win this fight because he's going to be a little more active and he's going to be a little more aggressive versus Rey Vargas because it's his first title shot. He knows that, and he don't want to leave, anything to chance. He's been waiting on this fight for about 2.5 years. So in this fight, where I think the talent level is basically even, I'm giving OShaqiue Foster I'm gonna go OShaqiue Foster split decision due to him being a little better, you know what I mean, on the inside. And I'm thinking him, just wanting it more, him understanding the situation that look how long it took me to get her. I may not ever get her again. You know what I mean? So I think OShaqiue Foster, he's going to come here, he's going to seize the moment, and what's going to be an extremely close boxing match. You know what I mean? Rey Vargas, a beautiful pure boxer versus pure boxer. You know what I mean? Style. And I think we gonna be in for a good one. But I got OShaqiue Foster split decision win over Rey Vargas this Saturday in the main event. But again, I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long this morning. Skin the hard away, Southern T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.